If you want to create beautiful art and a beautiful life, then you have to stop bullying yourself. I've just gone through week 3 of the Artist Way and I have some lessons to share with you. The theme this week is recovering a sense of power. And if you have been feeling low energy, a little bit creatively stuck, and dare I say, a little bit hopeless, then I have some takeaways to share with you that just might bitch slap you into finally living up to your creative potential. First up, anger. If you have ever worked on a project or had a dream, then you can probably relate to varying degrees of anger that can bubble up throughout the process. But here is the shift. Anger is fuel. Anger is meant to be acted on. Too often we feel like we are victims of our anger. We get frustrated and just end up throwing a hissy fit, when in reality, what we actually need to do is listen to our anger. I want you to think about a time when maybe you've been stuck scrolling and you come across someone who has done something that you want to do, an idea that you have had, and they're out in the world doing that thing. And you feel this rush of heat of, I had this idea months ago, I could do it way better than them. This is how you check yourself in those situations. By remembering that your anger isn't about them, your anger is about yourself. This anger is telling you that it's time for you to take your ideas seriously enough to actually do something with them. She's telling it like it is. Next we have synchronicity. If you've read The Artist Way, or if you've been online in the parts of the internet where we talk about creativity and spirituality, then you know this book intertwines the two. I personally love to change the word God to universe because that just feels more resonant to me. But the thing here is that you don't actually have to shift your beliefs or to convince yourself to believe something different if it doesn't come naturally to you. You don't have to change anything about you in order to benefit from the opportunities that this kind of thinking can bring for you. Really, you just have to be open. Open to letting things be more brilliant and more easy than you may have already imagined. The idea here is that you put yourself in the arena. That way, the more options you create and the more options you attract. The universe will reward you for taking risks on its behalf. Moving with the flow of this thinking just feels very supportive. Because the thing is, creativity is mostly solitary work. And I like the idea of that. When I move, when I take actions, when I show up and work on my creativity, then the universe sees me and is like, okay, I see you moving, I see what you're doing there, I'm gonna join in. I like the idea that when I move, the universe moves with me. It feels very supportive, it feels very collaborative, and regardless of any results that come from it, it helps me show up with more ease and with more enthusiasm. Deciding that action puts you in the position for unseen opportunities and help can be a brilliant motivator. You do your part, you be open, you be ready, and you'll get some boosters along the way. We like to pretend it's hard to follow our heart's dreams. The truth is, it's difficult to avoid walking through the many doors that will open. Turn aside your dream and it will come back to you again. Get willing to follow it again and a second mysterious door will swing open. In case this is getting a little bit too woo-woo for you, don't worry. Julia brings us back down, crashing to earth with shame. When it comes to feeling creatively blocked and stuck, 9 times out of 10, shame is gonna be the culprit. Because you can have the most magnificent idea, you can feel it in your bones that this is a thing that you want to create, that you are here to create, but somewhere along the process, you might start to feel like you're exposing just a little bit too much. Julia writes that making a piece of art may feel a lot like telling a family secret. We put ourselves in what we create, and so it makes sense that we can ask ourselves, like, what will they think of me when they know this? When I put this aspect of myself in this thing that I'm creating and I release it to the world, What are people gonna think of me because I'm sharing this previously unseen part of myself? I'm opening myself up, and that's the beauty of it, but it can also be the challenge of it. Whatever you create and however you choose to share it, you are putting a spotlight on yourself of some sorts. You're exposing yourself, and that can feel like a dangerous act. As artists, we must learn to be very self-protective. So how do we be self-protective? Well, Julie has the answers for that. The antidote to shame is self-love and self-praise. Your job is to combat the old stories and the unhelpful critique with an ever-growing inner strength. It is an ongoing effort to big yourself up and to make sure that you stay on the right course, but let me tell you, it is absolutely worth the effort. And look, there are so many things you can do to nurture yourself. Maybe you like affirmations, maybe you like to keep a folder of screenshots of all of the lovely things people have said about you. Whatever works for you, lean into that, use that as a tool to help yourself. But remember, above all, creativity is the only cure for criticism. So stay focused on what it is that you are here to do. Get your strength from creating, get your expansion from creating. Feed your own self-love and your self-worth by understanding how much you are capable of, by seeing your potential come to life the more you choose to take action on your ideas. The last part of this chapter has an excellent reminder for all of us creative babes with huge aspirations. Growth is an erratic forward movement. Julia tells us how it is. You are capable of great things on Tuesday, but on Wednesday, you may slide backwards. This is normal. Growth occurs in spurts. You will lie dormant sometimes. Do not be discouraged. Think of it as resting. Something I keep asking myself is, how can I make this more simple? As my vision grows and I discover new things that I want to be doing, new things that I want to be adding, it's clearer than ever that the only way I'm going to be able to make this happen is by finding the simpler route. In The Artist Way, Julia says, easy accomplishes it. If you keep a practice of morning pages every morning and doing one kind thing for yourself every day, you'll begin to notice a slight lightness of heart. We want to transform our lives. The secret is to do it in a simple and sustainable way. Then we can create the momentum that makes growth and progress inevitable. With this week's theme being power, I love how each of these lessons flow together and show us that with clearing anger and shame, we open ourselves to synchronicities and growth. Next week's theme is recovering a sense of integrity. And I'm not gonna lie, it has one of the most challenging tasks of the program in it. So make sure you are subscribed to follow along and see how that goes. If you enjoyed this video, leave a comment and let me know. I would love to know what you found valuable and helpful about this. And if you are working through the program yourself, I wanna know how you're finding it. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye.